Hello
Hello
everyone,
everyone,
welcome
welcome
back
back
to
to
OneClass.
OneClass.
My
My
name
name
is
is
Ibrahim,
Ibrahim,
and
and
today
today
we're
we're
going to
going to
be
be
going
going
over a
over a
few
few
math
math
questions.
questions.
If you
If
guys
you
have
guys have
any
any
questions
questions
about
about
tutoring or
tutoring or
homework
homework
help,
help,
you
you
can
can
check
check
down the
down the
links in
links
the
in the
description down
description down
below,
below,
and
and
let's get
let's get
started.
started. So our first question is, what is the simplified version of e to the power of ln x? So let's write that out as a function. So y equals to e to the power of ln x. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put ln to both sides. So we're gonna do ln of y. Ln is actually the natural logarithm. It is log with the base e. Ln e to ln x. Now here we're going to use a simple form to bring the power of the ln function to the left side of the expression. So we're going to bring the power to the front, basically. So here ln y equals to ln x. We're bringing the exponent down to in front of the expression, where we have ln e here. Ln e simplifies to 1. Write that right here. Ln e is equal to 1. Then we have ln y is equal to ln of x. Since we have ln y, ln x, we're just going to simplify that to y equals to x. Therefore, our equation y equals to e to the power of ln x simplifies to y equals x. Let's see our junior tutor solution. So our power of the rule, which we use, ln of x to the n, we bring the n to the front. Same thing used here. Then we have ln x, ln e simplified to 1. Then we have ln x equals to ln y there, and then we take the ln out of both sides, and we have y equals x. So then e to the ln x is simplified to x. Our second question today. We are solving for x. Log x is equal to negative 0.123. Since we are not given a base for our log, we assume that it's log base 10. So we're going to write that out. Log base 10 x is equal to negative 0.123. Alright, and then we have another log rule where our log and then our base and then x is equal to, can be also be written as, so we have our base, which is 10, then we have our x, which is what we're solving for, 10 to the x, and it's equal to our expression on the right, in this case is negative 0.123. 1, 2, 3. And then, sorry, I wrote that out wrong. We have 10 to the negative 0.123 is equal to our x. That is a log rule right there. It is, I'll write it out in simple terms. So log a x equals to y. We know what y is, but we want to solve for x, right? Only way to get that is a to the y is equal to x. So now our question again was 10 to the negative 0.123 equals to x. We're going to just simply plug that into our calculator. So we get 10 to the negative 0.123. We get 0.753. X is equal to 0.753. And then we can simply plug that back in to see if we did it right. So we'll have log base 10. We have x is equal to 0.753. Now we sub that into our calculator. So we got log base 10, 0.753, which gives us our answer of negative 0.123, like we had before. Yep, and they did it the same way. So the solution is correct. Alright, our next question, number 3. How do you convert 1.8 into a fraction? So we have 1.8. How do we convert that into a fraction? Well, first what we'll do is, what is 0.8 as a fraction? We know 0.8 as a fraction is 8 over 10, or simplified even more is 4 over 5. And then if we have one whole is obviously, so if we're talking about fives, then 5 over 5 is equal to 1, right? Then we have 5 over 5 plus 4 over 5 is equal to 9 over 5. Right? And then we can simplify it even more if we have to, but in this case 9 over 5 is the simplistically be 9 over 5. To check that this is the same as the decimal, we'll plug it into our calculator to see if that is correct. 9 over 5 equal to 1.8. If you would have to write it as a mixed number, then 9 over 5 is equal to 1 whole, and then 4/5. That's the same as 1 and 0.8, so 1 and 0.8, which is 1.8. What we have here is, since the decimal is in the 10th place, we can write it as 18 over 10, and then to express it into the simplest form, we have 9 over 5. Yep, that works as well. The next question is taking a little while to load. Just take a moment to come right back, see what kind of connection issues going on here. Alright. We're back. So our next question is 0.875 as a fraction. Zero point 0.875 as a fraction. This decimal is in the thousands place, so what we'll first do is we'll turn that into a whole number. 0.875 times 8,000. This will give us 875. 875. Then, since we want to write it as a fraction, then we'll do 875 over 1,000. And to simplify that, we can just find out our common factor, and in this case, it should be 125. Let me try that out. Yep, 875 is divisible by 125, and 1,000 can be divided by 125, which gives us 7 over 8 in our simplest form. That is equal to 0.875. To write the number 0.875 as a fraction, we write its decimal number over its place value. In the given number, the decimal 875 is in the thousands place, which means that we can write it as 875 over 1,000. And the above fraction can be simplified by dividing both the numerator and the denominator by their common factor, which is 125, which is what we did here, and you get 7 over 8. And 7 over 8 is the simplest form that it could be written in, and 7 over 8 is equal to 0.875. So this one's good. And our next question is, what is the square root of 64? So question number 5, square root of 64. This one's actually really simple. 64. The square root of 64 is simply just square is equal to plus or minus 8. And we can check that by, so the square root is when this number times that number will equal to 64. So you can just check that by 8 times 8, which is equal to 64, or negative 8 times negative 8, which is also equal to 64. But our square root numbers are usually positive, so our best answer to pick will be the positive 8. And the junior tutor shows us the same way. So the square roots of 64 are 8. Solution is correct. Alright, and now our next question is number 6. Number 6. How do you solve for 5x minus 3 equals to 13 minus 3x? 5x minus 3 equals to 13 minus 3x. So our best thing to do is to isolate the x on the one side and the numbers onto one side. So what I'm going to do is bring the x to the left side. So how we're going to do that is add 3x to both sides. Since we have a negative 3x, to cancel it out on the right side, I'm going to add 3x. So I'll write that right here. I'm going to do it in red. Plus 3x plus 3x to both sides. Now we have 8x on this side, 8x minus 3 equals a 13, and negative 3 plus 3x will cancel x's out, so we have 8x minus 3 equals to 13. Now we want to bring the 3 over to the other side, and we're going to do the same. We're just going to add 3 over here and add 3 over here. This will give us 8x is equal to 13 plus 3, which is 16. 8x equals 16. Now to get just x, we're going to divide both sides by 8. Divide both sides by 8. Now we have x is equal to 16 over 8, which is 2. Now we can plug that back into our original equation to see if that was correct. So we had 5, x is now equal to 2, so 5x, 5 times 2 minus 3 equals to 13 minus 3 times 2. 5 times 2 is 10, 10 minus 3 here, and 13 minus 3 times 2, which is 6, so 13 minus 6. So 10 minus 3 is equal to 7, 13 minus 6 is equal to 7, so our solution is correct. Let's see how our junior tutor did it. So to solve this, we need to isolate x to one side and the constants to the other side. Yep. Then we're going to do that by adding 3x to both sides. That gives us 8x minus 3 equals to 13. And now to get the 3 to the other side, we're going to add 3 to both sides. So we have 8x equals to 16. And now we're going to divide both sides by 8, which gives us x equals to 2. And just to check if you did it right, we're going to substitute the value of x, so in this case 2, back into the equation. 5 times 2 minus 3 equals to 13 minus 3 times 2, and you get 7 on both sides. And that is all of the questions for today. If you guys have any questions, comments, comment down below, check the descriptions, and please